TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches.
Happy Friday, bitches. What up? This is Real Nomics. Welcome to Empire. Yeah, we had to change it up a little bit. Thought we flipped the script. I know you motherfuckers waiting to hit the button on some fucking colors and shit. It ain't that kind of party today. You know what I'm saying? Ain't always about red and green shit. What up, Gabriel? Respect. Shout out some morning bits. Bitches. This thing is made from my grill. I don't know what the fuck kind of animal is this exactly? It's not a dog, right? The hell is this thing? This show is for all the A-noobs. I know, this show is for anybody that wants to pay attention. This is what a real market show looks like, motherfuckers, in case you forgot. I am your host. Yo, this shit looks crazy. Could use a body. I don't know. Egyptian animal. Yeah, they got some animals in that fucking country that aren't on the normal planet. The fuck is this thing? The dog? Is it a horse? Is it some kind of hybrid fucking antelope? Antelope? Anubis. What is Anubis? Donkey from Shrek? Exactly. Should we look at Egyptian currency? No. That is not some inside hint. It is not about Egyptian currency. You saw the fucking like little electrical symbol. It's about fucking resources for an empire, okay? So anyways, we start with 90 people. Saw like shit, I think it was like 70 when we came live. So I guess skeleton crew vibes for the show today. So definitely a little light crew. Market gave a little bit of a bounce, a little bit tumultuous to play if you guys were a part of that. Really haven't cleared the angle on SPY that we're watching. So like right now we're still kind of like allowing the market to evolve. Yeah, it's 92. It's definitely a low show count today. So I want to show you something. I got some message on the show, on the last show, and I definitely want to review something there. Where is that last one? It was on this one. One sec. Let's get this. How do I get there? Oh, okay. All right. So, got this message. Where'd it go? All the stuff go. And damn, I got super bearish vibes from the stream. Feels like you had been talking us through everyone else had bearish sentiments for the last few streams, and we could potentially fake break DXY and rotate, blah, 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 blah. Was prepped for that, and OnlyFans crypto bull post, right? So everything we talked about for the last 3 green shows. But in this particular show, he says this one threw him off with the mainly red screen and all the warnings of dollar being king. So if you guys remember how this works, right? When I do the show, the art of each show is the theme. The graphics are going to do all kinds of shit. Like lots of these, if you look at them, right, they're these animate. These guys change and do various things. So like this guy, like I call it the way I want the theme of the show to be. Obviously, this thing did many different things. When I take a photo and I tune it and all that stuff like that, I pay attention to what I'm doing to take the cell to be, specific theme colors. So if you're going to take that as an indication, right, this is nonstop bullish theming is what I'm telling you, that there's likely, we're oversold and we can bounce, but it's taking a second as we wait for that angle on SPY to, figure itself out. But we're not ever telling you to buy anyway, just because it shows X, Y, Z, right? We're trying to get a gauge on risk assets and a directionality, but ultimately you have a plan based on whatever the fuck you're doing, whatever time frame you're in. And you ultimately shouldn't be like changing directions on a single day show, like unless something that we have here like ultimately gives you a warning about something you're in and a hint about like what your plan should evolve to. But there's no one moment you see something you should go hit a button. The only way you'll ever do that is if you don't have a plan for what you were going to do anyway, and you're looking for someone to tell you what to do. So I did see this, and I got multiple people who said they felt that way. So I did want to like look at that with you guys. So in this, I explained to him here, Jay Squid popped up. I think he's in the room. If you guys are in here, you should be in the Discord, because we have like the TA from the show in the Discord, which is what everyone in Discord is planning around. And a lot of people felt like, the show is telling you hit the button. Yeah, I'm warning you on DXY, because on the macro of it, if this thing keeps pumping, you're going to give a shit. Just like the DXY, blog post in 2014. We have to keep that in perspective, right? Because if the macro bear flag we're in from summer, which is a low resolution uptrend, fails, you're dealing with that reality next. So we have to fucking, talk about that. Anyways, so what happened? You get it now, the bolt for resources? Sweet Jesus. Did I have to fucking explain that? All right. Yeah. Energy? I don't know. Winter? Freezing people's assholes? That kind of stuff? Why is that going off over and over? Oh, cool. That's good news for you guys. If you're paying attention to some of your plays, good things. Anyways. Drew those flags on the VIX, called it critical moment. Right. And so if you're tracking like the VIX, you're tracking DXY, you're tracking USD.T, you had multiple things, right? You're making a plan around these, whatever resolution you're in. I'm not sure. I'm drawing specific resolutions on the show. You should have a plan that fits with something to do with what we're showing on the show. But there's nothing that I would ever say that would say, oh, today he said X. If you're managing a position you're in, you're managing stops along the way. If you've cut or whatever you're doing, or if you're about to take a position, right? There's nothing I'm going to say that should equal you hitting a button on anything today. You are still making a plan, waiting for evolutions in price, and looking at a trigger and figuring out where you're going to participate. That's always true. It's ETH. Thanks, Trojan Mom. Yeah, I didn't know what the alert was. Yeah. Well, it's something good for you guys, right? So if you guys are paying attention to that, I gave you guys a kick-ass sheet in OnlyFans, so you'd be ready to play that rotation if it popped up. So, if you guys are paying attention to what we showed you, paying attention to the shows, looking at the themes that we said, and then kind of watching all the TA we showed you on SPY, VIX, and all the other things, you should be able to have made a plan around many different assets right now. But all in all, we still want to pay attention to what we talked about the VIX, right? The seasonality in the VIX is fucking lethal. If we actually have that rotation we pump through September with where things are now, yeah, people are going to get fucking liquidated. Like, as much of a ghost town as it's become, it would become a much bigger one, so we do want to pay attention to that and not get caught flat-footed, unable to participate if it goes off a cliff. A lot of the sells we've seen, like when Jay Powell opens his mouth, happen like fucking at light speed. So mental dexterity is key, right? You don't want to be paralyzed with fear because you weren't expecting it. So, as market commentators, it's, my role to make sure you have perspective on the broadest views and all possibilities that could catch you sleeping, which is what, catches everybody in markets, the thing that no one's paying attention to. The thing no one's paying attention to now, currencies, right? Putin is engaged very much in what the fuck is going on with this chair? Currency war. He's attacking the U.S. hegemony, control of the global macroeconomic landscape through the dollar. He wants to break it and introduce a second reserve currency. So you have to pay attention to this, right? Everyone's currency is basically under attack through inflation, and nobody's actually making the moves to hedge at all. It's, I actually started, like I said, this entire eco started really on the back of like currency trading. I trade most of the OGs in currencies first. And we've come around to where, like, on the larger cycles, currencies are fucking going crazy and there's no currency traders to be seen. So it's definitely sentiment things, to pay attention to that. And if there is a bigger extension on the DXY, risk assets are going to fucking keep taken in the face. And everybody out there in NFTs, in crypto, in stocks, in real estate, all looking for where's the bottom, are all going to be in the wrong place if that keeps up. So I do want you guys to be aware of that. Regardless if this balance keeps going, it's something to make sure we have perspective in the event of path B. All right, that's a morning memo. Enough words. Too much words. So I see 119 of you. Let's see if I got a scorecard from anybody. Button. What is this? Ooh, looky. Got a video scorecard today from Kivo. Just seen this. Very cool. I hope this is not music that gets me flagged. Let's see. What do I do here? I dig that. That's a hell of a scorecard. Kivo. So one by playing currencies. USD, Polish Zloty. What an off currency to play. But yeah. So he played the USD wave in Polish Zloty. Awesome shit. Good to see that somebody is actually paying attention to the DXY and using it for plan. So that's a nice surprise and good edit. Anyway, is that license free music, by the way? Am I safe or did I just fuck myself? That's a pretty badass video. Another currency trader. We have two of you. All right, where are we at right now? One more. Return of Luna. Hello, everyone. Thought of sharing this trade in Luna from the lows. Please see the notes in the chart. The initial trade was on Luna Perp. in FTX, but the chart no longer exists. All right. While Luna was crashing, there was a lot of people shilling it at max opportunity. First influencers, then friends reached out. Meanwhile, I was reading news on FTX that they were increasing the decimal to trade Luna while there was so much printing of Luna to supposedly save the UST peg. Thanks to Kat's teaching, I was able to see how much people were trying to benefit from Luna's crash and that the price could keep crashing by 99% even if the price seemed as low as 0.001. I exercised patience and saw for a few days that no one was speaking about Luna any longer, nor I had anyone reaching out, which made me think that now it could be a better opportunity. Saw some spot buying on FTX on the death area, and then decided to open a trade at 0.00026 using the normal risk management strategy. This means I set my normal R as if it could go to zero. Trade was going well, and then saw how FTX closed the futures trading, so they closed my position automatically in profit. I saw this behavior from FTX sketchy since I was spot buying in the death area, and they allowed to trade at almost $0 by increasing the decimal on the way down. Yeah, they allow people to get wiped out extra. To follow the trade that started, had to jump into KuCoin, bought my position in spot. I let it develop until I saw some people starting to talk about it again with staking proposals, locked coins, burn proposals, and so on. Then I checked the market cap of Luna was back again to over $3 billion, setting Luna back to number 23 in the coin market cap. I decided to close the trade for 21 hours, and now I'm letting it develop for further opportunities. Kaz, what do you think of FTX's behavior and the return of Luna to a multi-billion market cap with such volume trading? Thank you for just showing us how to read charts and to be in spots where others are not. Wow. So what an epic play, huh? Let's see this. Okay, so you're missing the chart one place and you picked up in the other place. Got it. So he picked up the bottom of Luna, right? That's some balls to go in there and pick that up. I don't ever recommend anybody like run into like the absolute crashed, asset on the planet. But he did play the sentiment read, right? When all the chatter about this thing died, he was there to make a play on it. So pretty fucking incredible play to take and hold and mark out to this. FTX, I think FTX is shady. I mean, then they marketed as having insured accounts, and now they don't have that. That dude Sam basically acknowledged that he fully approves of Ponzi schemes and makes money on Ponzi schemes without realizing it. He's not the brightest guy in the world because he has $1 billion, and he could just be a big crook. I don't think there's any crypto exchange that really makes you feel comfortable. I kind of, since I've been in the game for 9 years, they're kind of always the next hot guy comes along, and everyone you're always sure of eventually goes away. So Binance has stood the test of time for right now and is still alive, but in time, the way crypto is, I would expect to see Binance, FTX, and those guys step aside for somebody else that everybody thinks is the next best thing. But always protect your assets. If you can, don't keep all your shit on exchanges. That's the best thing I can tell you. All right, but you get all that. Sick card, yeah, that was pretty detailed. So, what a fucking play on fucking Luna. Crackhead shit going in on the lows of the fucking sub penny. 133, what a bunch of latecomers. So, been a short week, feels like a long week. How have you guys really done? Market's been a really choppy thing. Like I said, right, risk assets are a tough thing when you don't really have the currency going with you. And as we've kind of been in a weird environment, sustained high volatility, stagflation, and low liquidity really in the marketplace, the market, for many people I've talked to in the room for August has been a chop fest. It's very hard to find good waves to be part of. And again, that's because we have to be sure that the tide is in our favor in risk assets. That's never true when the home currency, with regard to the S&P 500, is fucking hauling ass. You never really want to see that. It just means that your risk assets aren't the best of breed at that moment. You won't generally see a flight to what's considered a safety in the currency when you have risk-seeking behavior at the same time. But like I said, one of the things that gave possibility to there being bullishness in the market, crypto and such, is the fact that the ratios on BTC, those guys aren't doing what they were doing when we were de-risking hard, which is going off a fucking bridge and letting BTC be the most dominant thing out there. So at least in some parts of the market, there is risk-seeking behavior. when we get to the place that, you know, or if we get to the place where we're de-risking like something like ridiculous like COVID, everything will sell across the fucking board. There'll be no safe place. So when you have that high degree of correlation, that's your big danger. Can we look at coin? See if I get there. All right, so where are we at? We are at 848. So many megaphone patterns. Bob said it. Yeah, they are relentless like right now. And so the megaphone pattern, right, is one of the more rare patterns you'll see in the marketplace. But it seems like if you've been watching the last 2 or 3 weeks, it's like the most common pattern in intraday you're watching as price expands on levels and then fucking goes whichever damn direction it leaves. Megaphones are a major sign of there being no liquidity in the market. When you have really well-structured shockwaves, you know, bull flags and bear flags, it's better liquidity to make those. When you have megaphones and prices just ping-ponging back and forth as far as can get to stop run anybody that touches it, there's basically nobody in the market. You see those enough, like it's probably a better idea to back up and then try to fucking figure out where it exits. So that's the one pattern that's pretty much death to any technician out there. Let's see. I think I was looking at this guy. Let's see here. See, like this, they're happening all over the place too. The market's really illiquid. Like coming out of August, the market was really illiquid. And you see stuff like this. This is the megaphone pattern that Bob just said, right? These are pretty much death to anticipate. With these guys, like, you know, if you see them in the market, like I said, there's no liquidity in this. So like really waiting to play breaks on them can be dangerous. Like we like to see systems like sustain, you know, if we're going to get it here, we'd want to have seen something like this do that. And you don't see that there, you know. Even with this, when we come across here, this bear flag is fucking ridiculous, right? If you tried to play it, you'd have probably gotten fucking murdered. And then this comes down. This is all you really had to take a shot at it, you know. So with megaphones, like if you see these things, I tell you, it's probably a better idea to stay the fuck away from these things, right? When you see them, it's just a shit show. So from like back in August, a lot of you guys saw this in equities. It was everywhere. Every asset class was showing these things. And that's just something, you know, the Fed is trying to do what they're trying to do. They're trying to send everybody back to work. They are sucking the liquidity out of the fucking market. When they're reducing their balance sheet, that is literally what they're doing. And so you start seeing shit like this in every asset class. It's just telling you there's just not a lot of anybody left. This market's cutting retail to shreds, and the more retail traders that fall out of the market, the less people there are for you and I to win from. So you see more of this shit. So this is why we want to pay attention to the Fed and why we want to pay attention to this, you know, the DXY, because as long as they're cranking this, the Fed is sucking liquidity out of the marketplace, and it causes illiquid behavior like that shit everywhere. Your hit rates will just go off a bridge. And so being aware of liquidity problems is definitely key to make sure you don't go and just get chopped to pieces, you know. And a lot of folks who are participating in this, you're going to think you're crazy and like everything that you were doing, like you don't know what you're doing. But when you're in a liquid market, yes, it feels like the market's coming after you because it is. So you can adjust your strategy all you want. If the market's illiquid, you're going to be wrong, like more than you can believe. And recognizing it's illiquid and maybe you can't play is a smarter trade. So you don't drive yourself crazy trying to solve something you can't solve. The megaphone pattern. 130, 127. We're struggling today, huh? Are we not putting out good enough content? Somebody doesn't hit the lotto in every show, right? Gotta drag them kicking and screaming back. Crazy things. Memos on memos. So I do want to actually try to finish at a decent time today. So we're gonna try that. Let's go ahead and do macro and let's see where shit is today. And see if we can get you guys out of here at a more reasonable time. Alright, so what chart did I have this on? Why do I keep getting a million alerts? Spies. One sec. All right, so here we got our SPY. Let's back up. This is our gap chart, I think. Yeah, this is a chart with our gaps on it. So we watch this guy pull back from Ragnarok, right? We flag through Ragnarok, pull back, and we have a bull flag coming for Ragnarok. We talk about this formation all the time, right? Trend structure does this, then violates and comes back and does that, right? You have a trend, that channel that violates, and if you're going to go into a higher resolution, you'll get a higher floor from where you started, and you'll get a uptrend, right? So this is the situation we have right here. With this back, we do have a flag around Ragnarok, a collapse back through Ragnarok, and now a bull flag that's about to get tested. Looks like we're going to gap almost to the trend line right now. So this is going to be key today. We need to draw this guy perfect so we know exactly where he's supposed to be. So right now, this is a pretty steep pump to hit the trend line and just go right through it. So we want to watch how interaction goes today. We could congest along the trend line and structure out to see if we can break it, or we could totally deflect and keep trending back down, right? That if this is going to actually keep going down, this would be where he'd actually start the next wave down from. So we do want to pay attention to it. We're also looking at the fact that we've rotated this. So there is reason to be somewhat bullish about what's going on in the marketplace. So looking at SPY right there, his ability to pump through this, we want to see what he does. QQQ. His rotation also, right? We're going to see this is not the best QQ chart. This is the other VTC chart, SPY chart we have. So this is our macro bear flag. This is what we wanted to see, not continue. We want to see this guy do what I just showed you in the other chart, hold the low, allow him to go up here, and risk assets could bounce. For that to happen, right, DXY would have to chill the fuck out. So this is our DXY chart. There's that same pattern we always draw, right? So what is the DXY up to right now? One, he's got a fucking potential to be on his high. And we know if you see these, you'd want it to be clear before you'd ever try to fuck with it. Otherwise, you could either pull back that's shallow or really, really deep. So this is our first chance for the market to gain some traction if the DXY stalls for a little bit. If he rotates right back up through it right here, you're probably back into the same trend sheet that we just ran. So this is one thing we're paying attention to, right? We have a insanely bullish market here, and we pay attention. We don't call tops on it. We're at a 20-year high. If this keeps going, risk assets have a fucking big problem. So this is the things to pay attention to now going into next week. Is what is this guy doing? He can very much just be doing another flag right here, right? If the S&P goes and bounces off the trend line I just showed you, and this guy rotates and does this again, we're selling off again. So keeping things in perspective is the main thing, right? The VIX, looking at him, this was key. For the S&P to keep on pumping, this is the trend that the S&P was taking, right? That one doesn't show so well, so we'll use this guy. This trend angle is that trend angle, right? This uptrend in the VIX is this downtrend or bull flag in the SPY. So if we really are rotating here, the first sign is that we've done it here. This keeps going through. The DXY should probably keep tracking lower and allow the SPY to keep rotating up higher. So those are the things that we have in alignment right now to give us a bullish case into the weekend. And then of course, you guys are watching crypto, which I gave you charts for. Where the hell is it? Sorry. Right, we talked about this guy. 1423, that was a good number, huh? 1423 to the dot. And that could be a potential pullback from where we had the whole troll storm. We rotate this flag right now, and so things do look pretty bullish. The one thing I always tell you though is like the bull flag looks too fucking obvious. It's like caution, every idiot that can fucking draw a squiggle could see this. So one, I don't think people are in it, but it looks a little obvious right now, and we want to pay attention again to that SPY angle. If he stalls and possibly gives a little noise into the weekend, we might congest. But for right now, shit looks pretty bullish, right? BTC did get a huge pop, and that came really from BTC dominance, BTC.D. We had shown you this guy, not that chart, BTC.D. To pay attention to him, he was at a major low, right? We talked about it on the show. He was at a major low, and him popping here is literally this massive pump you see in BTC right now. And there's the last bull flag we drew on BTC. So there's that possible pattern. We've drawn this out, the bear flag, contra structure. If he rotates this now and sets a slightly higher floor, this can be the longer term bottom from the summer, actually beginning wave 2. So this all works if the VIX continues to do what he's doing on the little down wave we saw, and if the DXY continues to track back. If that stops, you pay attention. This guy turns over again, right? We're a stone throw away from going through the floor. So as I said, everyone still has their PFPs, so at least there's caution in the air with regard to that. So for right now, this looks good, right? So I could draw this a little bit better. Ta-da. So we're watching that. We've got a couple flag rotations in the VIX and BTC that look like we can have some follow through. That's VIX, BTC, ETH. What else do I need to do? Dollar, DXY, I already did that. SPY. Okay, so stocks that look kind of good. Actually got a good list here. Tesla, do I not have? Oh, fuck, right, they split Tesla, so they deleted all of my fucking TA for Tesla is deleted. Fuck. Oh, damn, look at this. All the TA through history is like everywhere but the fucking chart now. Well, that sucks. Well, all right, I guess we got a new chart. Tesla it is, so we'll just start over. Damn, that's inconvenient. Damn, look at that. What a bummer. All right, well, fuck it. All right, Tesla can be in a much larger bull flag or a crash cycle that keeps tracking this trajectory back down. If the market doesn't pull off pumping and we stall in the S&P 500, this would be a great place for Tesla to rotate straight down. So, you know, in a low resolution, we are bullish from the summer up, but in the macro of this, right, he's got an angle to beat before you can really see Tesla's really back. But we're not on this resolution right now. While we're watching this low res rotation on DXY and stuff, we're looking at this kind of right now to see if we can kind of, you know, continue with this. Oh, that's gonna be bad. Let's just do this. All right, this breakout from the summer lows right here, pull back so far, I didn't even really test it. We rotate this and the SPY keeps going, then this looks pretty good, right? And so you keep checking these guys, you check your SPY. Microsoft, some of these dudes in software, they've gotten beaten to a pulp. Don't look too terrible. You know, if there's gonna be a push in the market right now, everything's like such a ridiculous pullback. It's not really something to say, hey, the market's like totally out of trouble. But at least there's a low resolution rotation happening on a bunch of shit right now. It's probably worth paying attention to. So yeah, a couple guys I picked out. That looks all right. You know, some of your financial guys I actually looked at have not looked. Do I not have this guy anymore? Huh. I swear I had these guys somewhere. No? Well, shit. Anyways, all right. So some of these guys are looking at, like, you know, brokers. Brokers don't look half bad. You look at these guys coming out of summer. We put him on the show back here in July. You look at these guys, right? The sell-off, not really that terrible in some of these dudes. Some of these dudes don't look half bad, you know, where they are. We look at the pullback, you know, from the 14th. These guys structurally don't look that bad, like brokers. You know, so there's a rotation in the market, and the market does find the legs and does manage to rotate up from here. There's stuff that is structured that looks pretty good to like confirm that. What else do I have over here? Some energy guys, right? Energy we said should come into focus going into winter, and so maybe these guys have shockwave long enough. You know, some of these big players that, you know, I think are going to come back into focus, like Ura and nuclear energy has gone off the radar for quite a bit as we kind of rotate back from focusing on oil and focusing on solar. But this guy is not coming out of the energy mix at all. And when I look at him, you know, the structure of this guy across a half a decade and the size of this shockwave that's really respecting the top of this system, I think this is a guy you don't take off your radar. Ultimately, I think, you know, we going towards winter, we have a chance at some seasonal stuff, seasonal effects. And then solar, talked about that, right? Remember this guy? This is an OG chart. Remember when we made this? We made this guy back in like 2019. Or no, sorry, we made this guy when this low was here, before Biden took office. So this is kind of like that, right? This shockwave, just like Euro, it's humongous, but it's sitting on top of the old system and fully respecting it. If you look at them at that res, when you look at it at that res, right, it looks crazy. And this is the thing people are sleeping on. Energy really is the resource of our time, you know, that we are fighting for. We just don't have enough of it, let alone our food supply. But we flat out do not have the ability to produce enough energy in any side of the market, in any side of that sector. We do not have the ability to produce enough energy. So, you know, to me, I think this is the resource of our time, right? The energy shockwaves and these resolutions are fucking ridiculous looking. Not to mention whatever the hell is going on down here, right? Somebody knows something. I don't know what, but they know something. So, you know, I think that's a pretty good macro. I won't overload you guys with too much, and everybody's trying to hit a button on every single thing I said. But what do you think? Pretty good? Everybody know what's going on? Pretty caught up? Hey Kaz, what's your thoughts on Michael Burry selling his entire stock portfolio? Michael Burry is a fucking idiot. That's my thoughts on Michael Burry. That guy cries every 5 fucking seconds, deletes his Twitter every time the fucking market goes against him. Didn't he just sell his whole shit and the whole market just bounced? That's Michael Burry. He's a fucking cocksucker. Is that clarified? This guy's a straight piece of shit. 1 call right, 2 years off, gets a movie, can't fucking stop sucking his own cock publicly. Fuck that guy. Anyways, that's a memo. Let's see. So, all right, symbols we got. What do we got? 905. All right. So I just did Tesla. Now you get what's going on there. I'll take a peek at a couple things. Let's see. Wow, you guys actually put out some decent symbols here. Clone ETH. Damn it, I need to get an NFT chart for that. Let me see if I can. All right, let's see what I can squeeze in. So I did Tesla. Somebody just did FSLR. We just looked at solar real quick, so we'll just stick that on here. FSLR. You guys remember this chart? We did this from a long time ago. I think I did a smaller res chart for FSLR too. Let me see. This is, this is where it started with box range. All right, never mind. So this was the chart we did. Big ass bull flag, energy, right? Just like fucking oil, right? The solar guys have it too. And this retarded range he ran for like fucking ever, like literally a decade. So we drew this guy up for you guys and what we thought he should do. This was a projection on how he should leave. And this was the main trigger for it. He's dicked off, bull flag. This is an expanding range, right? Like a megaphone. This is uber lethal. Like I said, when you see something like this, right? You see this like level we put here. He doesn't make a flag that sustains. You need the same thing here, right? He needs to not come through this shit or you run the risk of megaphone if he stays under here and comes back down. So with stuff like this, when you see like this oscillation like that, you want to see it sustain the break, right? Even like just down here. That's what this is too, right? Megaphone into like over here, right? Stop run the shit out of everybody by going through here and go through here and then going on top of it and kind of not stabilizing perfectly just yet. This entire thing is the stabilization on top, right? That's happening. And that happens with yet another one. So he's never really been too stable. So you want to see him do something out here that doesn't look retarded and then continue this. And that would be a pretty good rotation out of this bull flag. It is a bit of a mess. But with, like I said, with all the solar, you want to pay attention on the scale these guys are. Like there's definitely something going on with that. Somebody asked run. We put these into OnlyFans. If you guys pay attention to that. Where did I put the OnlyFans? Right here, August 5th. So you guys can keep an eye on these, right? So if you guys have been watching since August 5th, we actually gave you this entire basket to pay attention to. And so you should have been all over this guy, right? August 5th is August 5th. So we gave you here August 5th, FSLR, August 5th. I gave you guys a perfect exit on that one. So if you pay attention to this stuff, we gave you actually on the trigger, we threw out the entire solar basket for you. Timing, motherfucker. Tell you something pretty amazing with that too. Do the whole solar basket out on that trigger, and my OnlyFans has hit a new low for subscribers in the last 12 months. Pretty awesome. So when you talk about skeleton crew shit, nobody's using OnlyFans, nobody's using half what's in the show, and there is beast mode shit coming out of all platforms. So for those of you that aren't like, you know, sitting there with your thumb up your ass, I hope you're killing it. But anyways, yes, August 5th, badass timing date for that thing. Looking at FSLR, going out the top, run. Somebody asked me also, right? This is the wave you're looking at. Runs basically here. Jesus Christ. That is not a good bull flag. Bull flag is actually here. All right, he's trying to rotate that, and this is run, backed up like that. We had put them on the show for you. Good trigger level we had shown you guys. Whole bunch of these guys, right? CSIQ, all these dudes, they all look crazy. We've shown you them all before. There's some big resolutions. So if you pay attention to that, you guys should be all over solar. What's the next thing you asked for? Where did my list go? JWM, lithium. Would you just ask me? JWN. Oh, JW Nordstrom. Okay, got it. So in this world, like Lulu's pretty strong. Let's see something. That's probably not right. I'm pretty sure I have a chart for this Lulu. Okay, there's Lulu. So I did do Lululemon, and that's what I thought Lulu could do. Possibly hold this floor. Hey, I worked out pretty good. Anybody pay attention to this one? Potential low floor, hold that. If he holds it, to bounce to set the trend, and then see if he flags around here somewhere. He hasn't done that yet, but he's right up here where our trigger was. Pretty good. So Lulu looked good on the bottom. We told you, one of the guys that we thought looked good when we were rotating. I think this guy looks good, and that guy, JW Nordstrom, should kind of like somewhat track this. That looks pretty bad. So it's definitely something bad happened on earnings. I would say, like with this dude, he's in the same thing as Lulu without pulling off a rotation. You probably won't want to fuck with him until he like shows some kind of strength. But right now he's clearly a laggard in the space, so this is probably not the guy to chase. You know, just look at the difference in that versus that. You know, this is definitely a better breed guy. Lithium, LTHM, that guy looks good. Energy things, I think Elon is building a lithium facility in Texas. You know, there's not enough energy anything out there, so anybody who's in that space is definitely worth keeping on your radar. Pretty sure I have something for this guy. Lithium. No? Oh wow, here's the last time we ever did him. Key spots. That was a long time ago since I ever did a chart for this guy. So yeah, where he's at now, good level, right? So he sat on top of this, and sitting on the exit, you just want to see him you just want to see him on top of this guy, sustain the breakout. So he's punched out pretty good. With this thing, you probably want like some kind of flag structure on top of it. This is kind of like really steep, like we pointed out before. And you always want to be careful when prices come to a high like this with an arc like that. That's the danger of when you like haul ass too long and don't get a meaningful pullback and then blow through a key level. You can kill everybody who FOMOs into something like that. That's what gets generated by arcs like that. So generally when I see something like this, probably prefer to see him like fuck people up that chase it out, you know, have him come up and then have him do some corrective shit, dump bar through here, fuck everybody up and come back up and then sit and fucking take off, you know, leave right in the dust, some shit like that. That would probably be better. But he could slowly get on top of this and just fucking leave the building on top. So if he stays out top, he stays out top, you know. But that's what you're watching right now. LAC, bunch of them dudes, you know, look bullish as fuck like that. This guy did an expanding range too, potentially, but you're watching like this structure right here with him. It's not really the greatest, but it's attempting to do a flag nonetheless. All these guys look pretty decent, but LTHM does look better. MSI, MRO, AMD. MSI. This guy's an OG sheet from forever ago. If you guys have paid attention to this guy, MSI, he's like on my main profile. MSI. There he is. So this dude's been pretty good. Let's see, what size is it? Daily. Here's the big res. So that's what he's doing. He's now on top of his system high right now, and he's flagging and holding that. So this res, right, this is a monthly. Big res, going back to 1998. So I think this guy is a pretty key guy to pay attention to. going forward in communication. And, you know, structurally, this entire situation for, you know, pumping off of COVID up through here, this actually looks insanely bullish when you look at this like that, right? So part of the you know, possibly more bullish picture of what we see in the market forming off the bottoms of summer is some of these guys just don't look like they're heading into major crashes at all when you zoom out and look at this macro. So pretty interesting stuff. Let's see what this did. Boink. So where did I go? MSI. So I think MSI, if you look at him right here, right, that flag on top of the system is this thing. Shit. This thing, and then you're watching him trying to flag outside of his own that system, right? So if he can get some legs to that, the market does get bullish. That's a pretty good looking setup on top of, like, you know, previous high. Yep. MRO. This guy's an oil guy. Pretty sure he's in MRO. There he is. So we had done some projection for this while oil chilled out. And we said like this, right? He could bounce here, and we want to watch this channel. He maintains this channel. He can keep on pushing and follow the fuchsia track out. If oil by chance just fucking fully collapses, then this would become the complacency shoulder, and this would be path B. And a rotation to this would be pretty bearish. So within this structure right now, like some of these guys, just like the summer rally, right? Low resolution uptrend from July. And he's got a potential bull flag within it right now if he's going to keep on pushing along this purple track, right? So that's what you're watching there. You do want to see some oil strength, though, to playing these oil guys while oil is taking a bit of a breather. MRO, MSI, AMD coin. AMD, deeper than we thought he should be. A good zone in here. Good trigger level you're watching right now. He's going to gap through. That trigger is at 82.91. So on a rotation through that, right, we like to play old triggers. This was a great trigger when you got above it here and pumped into the all-time high. So it's a worthwhile trigger to pay attention to. If we keep pushing in the spies and we stay above this, then this is a good line of stand to see if he can sustain. He can push higher. Coin looks like ass. Last time we looked at him over here. So he's gonna look like, you know, kind of like ARC off the bottom. If these guys have any life, if the market's going to get any more life to him, you're watching for this same thing. He's been a bit of a different setup than the rest of the market as he flags down from this, and he does have rising floors, right? And if he can follow the rotation of the rest of the market, he may be able to push. And if you had more broad-based strength in crypto, that would be helpful too. So if the market, like I said, from here, if the XY is chilling and he's going to keep flagging down, and the VIX is going to keep flagging down, and the SPY is going to keep pushing up, there's a few things in places that like could rotate with the SPY right now that's worth paying attention to, right? So coin being one of them. AtomETH. Told you guys to pay attention to AtomETH and his possible rotation. He's been bouncing on the bottom. We're waiting for a rotation from this big ass bull flag. He looks like he's attempting another bounce. 1, 2, 3 of them from the base of this fuchsia box. He's playing the range right now until you clear this, but for now he's attempting to basically rotate one more flag inside the range, which is happening right there. Right, so that rotation right now is happening, and see if it can maintain itself. But right now you really don't have much but a major shockwave going from like 2020 in this range. On a lower resolution, for people that are playing lower, right, there's definitely a play that's in here as we bounce out of May, June summer lows. And what was the last one? I'll get the last one. Cloney, fuck my life. I gotta get a different chart. Let's see if I can make this open. Fuck. My other chart is not working so good, so let's see. Clone ETH. God damn it. That's kind of what you're watching with that. I told you to pay attention to this box range from January. This is kind of where the main pump came for the year from. This is like 4 to about like 6.5. So this is kind of like a range I told you like to watch for him to see if he was supported in it. He is. He's been basically sitting in that shit for some time here, trying to bob in here. He's wicked into it before, so you're just trying to see this range can hold and rotate back up and push back up through the 7s. So until he does that, you're kind of just in wait and see mode. Like most of the entities have been weak as fuck, but that's what you're watching for right now. This range gives way. He's going to go through 4 and probably down to like 2.5. So do or die at this point for Clone X. All right, I think I got everything you guys asked for. Yes. And it's exactly the kind of time I did want to do. It's 9:19, bitches. So it's Friday. You know, pay attention to how the market finishes today. If SPY manages to break that angle, if he holds that angle, if we stay pretty strong and crypto stays pretty strong, you may see follow through on the weekend. And then, so some of these break levels that we saw and some of the stuff we looked at sustain, then you might have a chance for a more bullish push. And like I said, there's a pretty clear line in the sand, right? If the VIX doesn't stay rolling down through that angle, we have a problem. And if the DXY doesn't stay tracking back to that 2B high it's just put in where it wicked the high, right, you have probably a problem for risk assets. But that doesn't mean there's no play available. You can always short shit, right? So don't ever hit the button on anything we say on the show. Always have a plan in mind and use the information we have here to make better plans, make more informed plans. But nothing we say here equals buy or sell anything. So that's a memo. Best luck to everybody. Catch y'all motherfuckers on the flip. Peace.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.
Maybe next time, bitches.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome.